definitely the dream was to play in the Olympics, and that was the only dream for a really long time. But now it's definitely exciting to see that there is opportunity for female hockey players to continue playing after university and to play professionally. Hi, I'm Rebecca Leslie, and I'm a professional women's hockey player. Yeah, no, it's super exciting. I mean, as female hockey players, as national team members, as Olympians, and most of our teammates are, we put in just as much work and time and commitment as the guys do. And to finally have the opportunity to be valued as equals, I think is huge for women's hockey and just women in sport in general. There's been other professional women's leagues like the National Women's Soccer League and the WNBA, and they kind of paved the way for women in sport, and they're really respected by their male counterparts. I think that for the most part, NHL hockey players really respect the top female players. So I think it's just going to be a really great opportunity to just work together to grow the game in general. There have been professional leagues in Canada and the US for women's hockey. They haven't been successful in providing a livable wage or the proper resources. So this is the first league of its kind. But I think it makes sense to have teams in Toronto and Montreal. Those are huge hockey markets. And then Ottawa, I think, is also another market that sometimes gets overlooked. We are a huge sports city, and our fans are loyal to their teams. Yeah, so I obviously grew up in Ottawa. I started playing hockey when I was 4. I have an older brother who played, so I wanted to do everything that he did growing up. He is a professional hockey player to this day, so I've always just looked up to him. We've trained together across the years. He's been a huge part of my career and my journey, and obviously growing up as a female, we had different dreams. Mine was always to play in the Olympics or play for Team Canada, where his is always to go to the NHL. So we had different dreams and different goals, but we worked together to kind of achieve those dreams. I grew up wanting to play in the OHL and in the NHL. It never really crossed my mind that I would be able to play professionally one day. It was always a dream that I could be a hockey player, and I would tell people growing up, like, I'm going to be a hockey player, and I grew up just like my brother. But definitely the dream was to play in the Olympics, and that was the only dream for a really long time. But now it's definitely exciting to see that there is opportunity for female hockey players to continue playing after university and to play professionally. I think it just opens the doors for so many more girls to continue playing. I obviously played Division I, and I had a class of 7 when I graduated, and only 2 of us continued to play after university. To be able to see another step, if you're not with the national team when you graduate, you might play for 1 year, you might play for 2 years, but you're not really trying to make a career out of it. So I think that it just will increase the number of players that continue to play. And, we always joke about it, like retirement for a women's hockey player is 25 years old, when, that's not the case for men's hockey players. Usually girls don't even get to their peak performance because they're just retired before that even happens. Yeah, I think there's so many lessons that you can learn from being a hockey player. And I think that one thing that's helped me in my professional career and throughout, life and relationships is just being a good teammate. I think that's one thing that, I'm the type of teammate that people want to be around. I know when to work hard. I know when it's okay to have a little bit more fun. And the one thing that we always lacked was the resources, having a locker room that we can, comfortably get dressed in and leave our equipment overnight and not have to carry it to our apartments or our houses between every session, having an athletic therapist at every practice. I know a number of girls that have learned on YouTube to tape their ankles or their wrists because they never really had a therapist there. Proper recovery tools like ice baths and stuff like that you don't really even think about. Tape. We often didn't have tape in our locker rooms, and we'd have to buy our own. So the little things that you tend to forget about, what you need to prepare to be at the highest level, I think that those little resources will help us be successful. Personally, I would hope to keep playing for as long as I could, but to be able to, open the doors for more career opportunities in the women's game. The professional league has opened the doors for, operations jobs and marketing jobs and coaching and therapists. So I think that's another exciting thing too, is you can stay in the game of women's hockey even after retirement. I think that my biggest advice would always just be to dream big, and just seize every opportunity that comes your way. I think that, with work ethic and, the right people around you, you can achieve any goal that you set out. So just to continue to work hard to achieve those goals. Yeah, I mean, CAA has really great member benefits. As a sports fan, obviously, the discounted tickets for Red Blacks and 67s and the Sens is a huge thing. And, CAA is kind of always there for you when you need them.